Hey YouTube, it's MadisonRamsaran and I'm back with another pick a card. So today we are going to have 3 groups to choose from, and our reading is going to be asking Spirit, what are you cleansing and releasing from your life at this moment? So before I show you guys the groups, I just want to let you know that I am open and available for personal readings, healings, and spell work. So you can email me at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com to ask about those inquiries. And you can find my menu on my YouTube community post board, but I can also send you the menu if you'd like to be sent it through email. So I'm going to show you guys the 3 groups that we have. I have these little like tarot witchy stickers that I got from the crystal store. So group 1, oh, did you guys just see that orb? Spirit is here. But group 1, you're going to be the Magician sticker. It's so cute. Got a kitty. Then at group 2, you're going to be this guy, Crow Williams. Very cute. And then at group 3, you're going to be the Devil tarot card with the Sphinx. Or this guy. So I just want to start with a prayer before we get into this reading and start with group 1. So I want to call on God, source, saints, angels, ancestors, star family, spiritual team members, and highest self, and pray to you and ask you, please and thank you, that we can receive some benevolent, high vibrational, abundant messages full of clarity that will lead each of our groups towards strengthening their powers and abilities to clear and cleanse negativity and any and all energies from their lives that does not serve them. So, amen. We're going to get some high vibrational messages for you guys. So, if you guys chose group 1, the Magician, this is going to be your reading, and Spirit already told me you might have been like, you didn't know if you wanted to choose between group 1 or 3 because of the 2 cats. So Spirit's saying, like, if you felt called to both, you probably should listen to both. If not the whole reading, they're saying there might be something important for you in group 2 as well, but let's get right into it. Group 1. So we started with our prayer. So Spirit, let's ask you one more time, what does group 1 need to know for their highest and greatest good? Please and thank you. Amen. So they're already saying with the Magician card that came out for your sticker, they want to let you know that at this moment your power is very potent. Let me make sure this didn't fall in here. Okay, it didn't fall in there. There were 2 cards. So they're saying you've been ignoring the fact that you have more resources, connections, and opportunities than Spirit's saying you've been like letting up about. I don't know what they're getting at with that, but they're saying you've been so focused on heartbreak and heartache and pain that you haven't seen the opportunities that have been in front of you the whole time for you to move on and for you to better yourself. And Spirit's saying better yourself for making room for better opportunities. And Spirit's saying in love. So they're saying like you might have been very angry, you might have been very closed off, you might have been very depressed and kind of like just Spirit saying like going through it because of certain heartaches, or Spirit saying the lack of something in your life, like something hasn't been meeting your needs or pleasing you, or you have some sort of pain when it comes to some sort of heartache you've been experiencing, and this made you close yourself off to financial, business, entrepreneurial things. And Spirit saying like you have these opportunities and resources available to you to work from home. So for some of you, you have a degree that could help you work from home to the point of where like you could never have to leave the house if you didn't want to, but they're not saying to do that. They want you to get out there and like enjoy some nature with your family or friends or just by yourself, because Spirit's saying you're in need of peace at the moment. You're in need of clarity and connection with yourself, with your highest self. And in order to do that, you need some quiet and alone time. Spirit's also saying that you have like a degree or a talent or ability that can lead to not only like working from home for other businesses, but like some sort of entrepreneurial outlet that you have. Maybe you're a very creative person. Maybe you have like machines. Spirits like showing me like 3D printers. They're showing me like t-shirt presses, like sticker makers. Like that kind of resonates with the whole sticker thing here. Even though I got these from the store, but they're just saying like you have like these little things and little machines or like little just something that's gonna add to your business. You have a business inside of you, they're saying. And some of you, I've heard this before, you have a few books inside of you. Like I've heard it from other readers. Like you guys could be very entrepreneurial, and maybe you already know this, but you've been kind of like worried about the people who are going to judge you, or the people who might try to take advantage of you, or the people who might try to doubt you. And Spirit's just saying like, and Spirit's saying you might even worry about like what the person that like who's been on your mind, that you've been in that kind of heartache energy about. There you might be like, oh, what are they gonna think about me? And it's like Spirit's saying for some of you, they're not even like checking up on you. And then for others of you, they're like, if they were to judge you harshly as the others judged you, then they're not the person for you anyways. Like they should be able to accept you for any type of thing that comes from your heart, such as a business or any entrepreneurial things that you're trying to do to better yourself or express yourself. Like if anybody's going to judge you about this stuff, then they shouldn't be in your life, period, Spirit's saying. So Spirit's saying the right people are going to be there for you. And some Spirit's saying like you might be experiencing heartache around two separate instances, or two separate like people. Like for everybody it's going to resonate differently, but Spirit's saying like romantically for a lot of you, but for some of you this could be totally different, like two different jobs or two different experiences or something that you've been going over in your head. Spirit's saying like and these, I'm seeing two polarities. So like one is like the angel and one is the devil. And Spirit's saying like you might have been harshly judged by one person or place or thing, or one experience, but then another you might have been praised. You might have been, you know, like your entrepreneurial side or your creative side might have been like really welcomed by another party. And Spirit's just saying like, feel in your heart where your spirit lies within these situations. Spirit's saying, you know, deep down inside, which people, places, or things, these two polarities really harmed you, and which ones helped you grow, which ones gave you experiences that you hold close to your heart. And Spirit's saying you don't have to, you know, be in angst, be in heartbreak, depression, downtime all the time about, you know, whatever you may have lost, because you might have lost a lot of things, people, places, things, experiences, or opportunities, you think. And Spirit's just saying, we're tired of seeing you go over these things over and over and over again in your head and in your heart. We want to see you prepared for the next person, place, or thing, opportunity, relationship that we send you. We want you to be at your best. So sulking over this, being angry over this, being upset over this, being confused, being scared, being in freeze, fight or flight mode, like fawning response, like this is not how we want to see you, because we know that you're more than that. You're more powerful than that. You're more capable than that. You're more intelligent than that. Maybe you have had some experiences where you're holding on to how you interacted with certain people, certain places, certain things. And Spirit's saying now it's time for balance. Now it's time to, you know, be able to show people, be able to show yourself who you truly are. Because Spirit's saying for a lot of you, you've been like a subject of judgment, a subject of like, Spirit saying gossip, a subject of like terror, I'm hearing for some of you, and a subject of abuse or mistreatment. Um, and now Spirit saying like, well, before I get to that part, they're saying like that might have really affected you and affected how you socialize in any and all relationships, and maybe you haven't made this exact like choices that you wanted to make in your past. Like maybe you're just not the same person that you used to be. You're just like a very different person now, where you can express yourself more freely, where you can know what you want. And Spirit's saying like that's good. It's good that you're there, and now we want you to be able to like feel that and live that. We want you to act on that now, because you've been sitting around and sulking. And Spirit's saying you're kind of getting tired of the same old shit different day. You're kind of getting tired of like being depressed all the time. You're getting tired of they're just saying always questioning like, when is it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? When can I make the move? When can I take action? And they're like, we want to let you know, like, it's all up to you. Nobody's gonna do this stuff for you. Nobody's gonna like hold your hand and like guide you along the way, unless you're like watching a reading right now and Spirit's helping you and they're like, hey buddy, it's time to realize. Nobody's gonna help you get to that point. And Spirit's saying some people, they are judging you. Some people, they are, you know what I mean, like checking up on, oh, how bad is he or she doing? Oh, look, they're a loser, whatever. But like Spirit said, the people who really care about you are going to love you through all stages, love you through all like trials and tribulations, peaks and valleys. Spirit saying like triumphs and falls and failures, or like downtime, or I'm hearing like sabbaticals. Like Spirit saying like people will understand maybe like what you've been through and why you are in the place that you are now. That's been a lot, Spirit. So like Spirit just keeps saying you worry way too much about what other people think. When you have your head on straight, you know what you want long term. Like you just have to stop doing the same shit and expecting a different result, because you're borderlining insanity, Spirit said. And it's like you're driving yourself crazy with like the anticipation of these plans that you have for your future. You're driving yourself crazy because you haven't taken action, because you don't believe that this happiness is really truly there for you. So Spirit's saying like, this is something that you don't see. This is something that you've been worrying about night after night. You've been worrying, what are my choices? What do I do? What do I do? And Spirit's saying you have so many choices, but you have to take a look at it. And here we go. We've got the Magician again, and that was your tarot card that you chose. And Spirit's just saying like, you need to remember that you're the creator of your reality. You need to remember that like nobody, like some people may have like drastically changed your reality. So like you could have believed that somebody was somebody else or something like that, or somebody lied to you about who they were. Somebody treated you unfairly in a situation or a relationship that kind of like had you questioning yourself, questioning your path, questioning how you interact in relationships. And Spirit saying like, for some of you, you were like gaslit by people. This could have been multiple people and like relationships in your life. Spirit saying maybe since you were like younger, to like believe that you were deserving of a certain type of treatment. And maybe this really affected your relationships because you believed that like something was off about you, to the point where like people would just, I don't know, automatically treat you different. So Spirit's just saying like, this comes down to the balance between you and other people in relationships, and comes down to the balance of like you being able to create your own reality. So a lot of these things that you have gone through have been projections from other people who were insecure, or other people who didn't want to see you move on to the next level. Or Spirit is saying these criticisms really affected you deeply, and they made you rethink like what was possible for you, and it made you limit yourself. But now you're seeing that the choice is yours to create a better reality, and that your dreams can be a part of your reality, and they're not just going to be dreams. Because once you take action and empower yourself and realize that the ball is in your court and that the power is in your hands, like, you're gonna be unstoppable, because all you've needed this whole time is a push. Like, you just needed to believe in yourself. And Spirit's saying, get yourself out of like stagnation mode, procrastination mode. Oh my God, Spirit's saying masturbation mode for some of y'all. What the hell? So some of y'all just like sit around all day and like you lay in bed all day. Like, you gotta get up. It's time to like live life. And Spirit's saying this is shit that you already know. Like, you're not dumb. You've been feeling this for a while, and you've had these plans for a while, but like, there's a difference between like sitting and like thinking about it all the time and like actually getting out of those toxic modes and cycles and making some solid plans. So, excuse me, releasing. We're cleansing and releasing. I've been burping all day because there's a lot of cleansing and releasing. That's why Spirit made me do this video today. We're doing a cleansing and releasing video to let you know what you're releasing. So, anything else they're releasing, Spirit? And Spirit's saying like the need to know. You're releasing the need to know about something. So Spirit's saying like, you think way too many times a day about like the littlest details of shit. Like, what about the bathroom if I get this new job? What about my manager if I get this new job? What about my sneakers? What about my outfit? And it's like, I get it. I would be the same way. Like, if I was entering like a new era or entering a new job or like relationship kind of like endeavors, like, I get it. Spirit saying, we get it. But like, you are thinking way too much to the point where like you can't make a choice. Oh, and your choices are leaving you. Like, look at your choice just fell on the ground, bruh. So they're like, you're just like, they're passing by in front of you while you're like looking down like, oh my God, did I get this one? Did I get this one? Like, Spirit's just saying like, it's time to realize that you have everything that you need to be like capable and more than capable in these journeys. Romantically, Spirit's saying career-wise, like, Spirit's saying like car-wise, home-wise, like whatever you guys are looking for or needing. There's multiple things in your life that you're releasing these blockages out of your way so that you can get these things that you need, because you need to make a choice. And Spirit's saying that is action oriented. Like, you need to be taking actions every day. You need to start forming solid routines in your day. So you need to take care of yourself in the early hours of the morning, Spirit's saying. Like, you need to have a routine. Like, Spirit's saying for some of you, you're like, oh, it's fine. I showered last night. I'm good. I brushed my teeth before I went to bed. And Spirit's like, you're not realizing, like, when you go to sleep at night, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna do, I'm sure you know all the biological processes, but they're also saying, like, there's a spiritual war when you go to sleep every night. And it's not always war. Sometimes it's lessons, sometimes it's visitations, sometimes it's adventures. And it's like your spirit is going somewhere for 5 to 12 hours a night when you sleep. Even when you take a nap. And Spirit's saying when you wake up, we want you to spiritually cleanse yourself. So get more on it with your, Spirit saying, hygiene practices, because ultimately hygiene on your body is spiritual hygiene. And Spirit saying all of those attacks that you've faced in your life and that plague you, like the judgments of others or like the expectations of others, that kind of has spiritually clouded you. And it's Spirit saying it's clouded your crown, it's crowded your third eye, it's crowded your throat, it's crowded your heart, it's crowded your confidence center, it's crowded your sacral, it's crowded your fucking root. And now, on this cleansing reading, it's time to release all of that bullshit. And Spirit saying, like, now it's time to fully allow yourself to be open spiritually and cleanse and protect yourself every morning and night, Spirit saying, because these routines are going to mean something in your day-to-day. You might not think it. You might think, oh, like, I told you I took a shower last night. Like, I'm good. Like, leave me alone about that shit. But Spirit's saying, like, you're so spiritually powerful your journey and your purpose in this world is so unique and protected by the Lord that all of those spirits of all of the criticisms and people who come up against you, or people who want these certain plans for your life, like, that plagues and clouds your spirit. So cleansing and taking care of yourself every day, changing your clothes every day, taking a shower every day, brushing your teeth every day, combing your hair every day, fucking, like, clearing the crust out of your eyes and your fucking mouth. Spirit's saying, like, for some of you, you've been really depressed, and we're not laughing at you, we're not judging you. We want the best for you, because you keep, Spirit's saying, okay, they're gonna be like really tough love right now, but they're like, you keep crying for certain shit to change, or you keep crying over, like, just everything that's ever happened to you, and you waste, like, yeah, I've gotten this message too before, and I'm like, Spirit, what the fuck, like, I need to cry, bitch. And they're like, yeah, we know, you can cry while you're doing it too. Like, you can cry while you take care of yourself. Like, we want you prepared. We want you able. So for some of you, Spirit's saying, like, healing is not going to be just this easy thing where you're like, yeah, I got to get up and take action. Yippee, I'm here. Like, Spirit's saying, it is going to take you crying while you get ready. It is going to take you, you know, they're showing me you having to replace, like, a button on a shirt. So, like, you might be getting ready for an interview and a fucking button pops off of your shirt and you got to replace that shit real quick. But Spirit's saying, you have the thread, you have the needle, you have the capability to sew. Like, we're challenging and testing you with these little things that upset you, because we want to see, are you going to sit around and sulk all the time, or are you going to get up and say, like, I'm tired of being upset about this, like, I'm going to fix my life. So these are some really deep messages, but ultimately Spirit is getting kind of deep into this stuff because they want to see you succeed. They want to see you move forward. They want to see you happy. They want to see you making plans and taking action. And Spirit's saying, like, the great and strong man or woman that you are. So for some of you guys have been seeing yourself as weak. You've been seeing yourself as less than. You've been seeing yourself as unprepared, late to the game, late bloomer. And Spirit's saying this is not true at all. This is stuff that society has told you. And Spirit's saying, like, society on social media, you know who that is, right? It's little kids. It's like, they're like all these, like, posts about, like, aura farming and, like, looks maxing and fucking gym shit. Like, most of these kids who are posting this shit are, like, Spirit's saying, like, 16 to 18 is what we're saying. So, and I know that there's previous standards or whatever, but for some reason they're saying, like, the stuff that you've been seeing, you're comparing yourself to, like, young teenagers, and they're like, you're in your 20s or 30s or wherever, you're past that point. They're pretty much saying, and they're like, these people look so great and they have no time, they have all the time in the world to do absolutely nothing, which makes them look like they're doing everything, because they, Spirit's saying, either just graduated, they're on summer break, they're fucking rich and living off their parents. Like, Spirit's saying, you got to get out of your head. You got to get off of social media, because you're comparing yourself way too much to people who don't even know what life is. Okay. So what else, Spirit? What else helpful cleansings and clearings does this group one need to know about? This has been, yeah. Ultimately, Spirit's saying, like, we just want to see you move and succeed and stop letting people get in your way, because Spirit's saying, like, you feel like you take, right, what, 10 steps forward, 8 steps back. I don't know the fucking saying, but Spirit's saying you gotta release yourself of these burdens, because a lot of these people, like, they're waiting for you to move too. So, like, all the people who are judging you, blah blah blah, watching you, waiting on you, telling you gotta do this, telling you gotta do that, they're waiting for you to move too. But they're waiting for you to move in a way where you sabotage yourself, or where you can benefit them, or where you can be what they always dreamed for you to be, or something. But Spirit's saying, like, we want to challenge you to erase that, remove that from your aura, spiritually cleanse and protect yourself, and start anew, start fresh. And you might feel like a beginner. Nobody is going to be like this. Spirit's saying you're not going to be the CEO on the first day of work, like, or you're not going to be the CEO from, you know, the first release. Like, you might be a CEO in the terms of, like, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business, but Spirit's saying it's a learning curve. Like, This is to grow you, to build you. Spirit is saying, like, we're not gonna send you to the fucking penthouse when you haven't even had, like, your first apartment yet. So for some of you, you're waiting for, like, boom, big, millions, all of a sudden. And not to say that can't happen, but they're saying, right now, we need to spiritually cleanse you, teach you about spiritual hygiene, protection, and get you to the point of where you trust yourself and your intuition and your highest self, your spirit. Instead of spirit saying these things that have been plaguing you, social media, other people, places and things, events and experiences, spirit saying really like big places like a university, previous workplaces, like societal, like big places like that, you fear judgment, maybe even in your everyday, and they're like, just like, stop, bro. They want you to trust in yourself. You can't think about all those things when you're the CEO, when you're the penthouse guy. Like, you could think about them, but you can't let them plague you. You can't let them, like, get you down. Like, they don't want to see you down and out. They want to see you up and moving. So they're saying, like, things are going to get easier from here on out now that you've heard this message, now that you know that action is the key to everything. And, you know, as much as rest and meditation has served you, each day you need to start forming plans and routines and actions that benefit you and bring you towards that next level, towards the person who you are trying to become, because you see the man or woman that you want to become, or you see the man or woman that you already are spiritually, but Spirit's saying it's going to take just a little bit of time to release those habits, those ways of thinking, those kinds of like detrimental ways of thinking when you look down on yourself. Spirit saying self-deprecating jokes, like self-deprecating behavior, like maybe Spirit saying you were part of a friend group or you were in a relationship or a workplace where self-deprecation was your guys' thing, like, oh, I hate my life, I want to kill myself, like, whatever. And then you, Spirit's saying you both started to hate each other, or you started to hate this experience or whatever, and you're just kind of realizing that self-deprecation has been bringing you down for your whole life, and that this is not like the type of vibe that you want to be around. This is not the type of people that you want to be around. And you realize these people don't want to see you win. They want you to be down and out like them. And it's like, no, you're not going to sabotage me anymore, period. 7 of fucking swords reversed. You're not going to fucking help me self-sabotage either, right? It's time for grounding. It's time for success. It's time for movement. It's time for action. And Spirit saying action-oriented goals. Like, you need to start making goals that have action and motion behind them, because it's going to ground you, it's going to serve you, and it's going to put the power back in your hands, and it's going to strengthen you and remind you of who the fuck you are. Can you see Benny on here? My buddy, he's smiling from the show Supernatural. Very confident being. One of the only beings that, like, and like monsters that one of the main characters like related to and understood a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like Spirit's just saying, like, you need to be reminded of, like, that you're a special breed, that God loves you, and that you're God's favorite. Spirit's saying this is something that you've ignored for so long. Like, you might have been told when you were younger, you're a chosen one, you're a golden child, you're a star child, you're a star seed. And Spirit's saying Archangel Michael has been protecting you throughout all of this, so you've had a spiritual armor on you the whole time. Maybe Spirit's saying, like, some people were affected horribly by certain things, and you kind of came out, like, unscathed, because you're smart, because you're capable. Spirit's saying because you are a powerhouse spiritually, and this is something that you don't see, and something that you forget, that, like, your Spirit saying we are comparing you to Cain. So, like, Cain and Abel, like, you are an ancient spirit, and you need to be woken up, and you need to remember, Spirit saying you took the first action. So, like, for some of you with your soul family, your star family, you took the first action to make all this shit happen right now. And, like, you're, like, Spirit saying, like, you're a sleeper agent. Like, we're waking you up right now. We're reminding you, like, you brought everybody to Earth, or you really encouraged your soul family. Spirit saying all 26 to fucking 600 souls that you are really close to, that are on earth with you right now, you had a part in making everybody come down here and start living life together. So Spirit's saying it's only fair now that we're pushing you to start playing the game of life and to start being the powerful emperor or empress that you are. So Spirit's saying no more overthinking about what's my next step. You have powerful, solid options already within your soul and mind and body and spirit. And Spirit's saying we are going to guide you towards the next steps. You need to get out in nature because we're going to be sending you signs and synchronicities like no other. Like, you might feel like you're on shrooms or something, or like acid, because how lively and abundant and just like powerful these messages are going to be. Like, Spirit's saying like you're going to really feel like you're going to be tripping out. Like, maybe you're going to need to take a chill pill or like hit a blunt or something and chill the fuck out. Maybe like take a little sip. I'm not saying blur all of these messages with substances, but Spirit's saying if you become overwhelmed, take a chill pill and take some time out to understand that we are communicating with you. This universe is that vast and different and amazing and magical. We are here talking through music, talking through movies, talking through videos, talking through the channeled messages of videos like this one. And they want you to know your power and abilities and strengths, that you're able to receive these messages, you're able to receive this healing, and you're able to receive this DNA upgrade where life is going to be different from here on out. Spirit's saying this video, this reading might have really changed you because it reminded you of who you are, and it brought you towards action-oriented goals. And Spirit's saying we want you to talk to us in these times where you feel down, where you feel hopeless. Please talk to us, and we're going to send you signs. We're going to send you readings. We're going, and this is nothing to be about dependent upon readings and signs and just not taking action. We are going to send you signs that are going to make you take action. We're going to send you signs that are telling you, yes, you should. Oh my God, guys, excuse me. But, okay, Spirit's saying now we're getting serious with it because I just had like a heart palpitation. Spirit's saying don't get ahead of yourself. And they're saying if you have some health issues that you need to take care of and you have insurance, go take care of them. I know it's stressful, I know it's hard, but Spirit's saying like this blockage in your body has been a result of like the things that you've gone through spiritually, emotionally, mentally, energetically, like, and they're saying like this is a quick fix. For some of you, you don't even necessarily need to go to the doctors. Some of you really do, but then some of you, Spirit's saying, you know, this is something you could take care of at home if it's like something holistic, like something healing on your body. Maybe you got eczema, maybe it's something like that, but Spirit's saying it could be as serious as like the heart palpitation that I just had. But they just want you to take your health more seriously, take your self-care more seriously, start grooming yourself. Spirit's saying more often. For some of you, Spirit's saying like you only groom yourself when you think you're gonna get laid or something. And Spirit's like, that is not the vibe. Start caring for yourself, not because you think somebody else is gonna be thinking something about you, but just because you care about yourself and you like to see yourself feeling good. So Spirit's saying end these cycles now so you can start new ones fresh. And Spirit's saying specifically for the next new moon. So there's a new moon coming soon in this current timeline, but this is a timeless reading. So Spirit's saying you're gonna feel the vibe, set some intentions on the new moon, do a little bit of magic, light a little candle, say a prayer, and everything's gonna be okay. So, and Spirit's saying this is something your highest self already knows. And they're like, oh, you're mad because I'm just saying everything's gonna be okay, bye. But that's the truth. Everything's gonna be okay, bye. That was your reading. Group 1, 34 minutes. Everything's gonna be okay. We just gave you 34 minutes of reassurance, Spirit's saying. And Spirit's saying for some of you, you're getting all pissy because I'm like, you're gonna be fine, bye. Spirit saying, so go to group 2, go to group 3 if you need more. If you need more of a reading, if you need more messages from us of clarity, of abundance, of what you're cleansing and releasing. Because it's time to get ready for greatness, for power. And they're saying not to worry. Not to worry. Everything is going to work out just how you planned it before you were born. Isn't that scary and fun? Or is it like, it's both, right? Spirit's saying it's both. It's scary, but it's fun. Just enjoy before you fucking, Spirit's saying, like, worry yourself into oblivion. Because time is still moving by as much as we don't want to accept it. Seconds are passing right now. So, no pressure, but start to realize that. We love you. Thank you, God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, Spiritual Team Members, and Highest Self for Group 1's reading. That was a heavy one, guys, but I'm glad to be back. If you guys want to book a personal reading, healing, or spell work with me, email me at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys in the next reading by Group 1, The Magician, Sticker, Kitty Meow Meow. See you guys in the next one. Amen. Sorry guys, gotta check my text messages before the next group. Excuse me. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for that. Do a little Palo Santo knocking. Okay. Alright, Spirit. Let's get ready for group 2. Alright, group 2, if you chose this birdie, this is going to be your reading on what you are cleansing and releasing right now so that you can move on to the next level of your life, Spirit's saying. So, I want to start out with a little prayer. I want to call on God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, Spiritual Team Members, and Highest Self, and ask you, what does group 2 need to know for their highest and greatest good? Please and thank you, Spirit. Amen. So Spirit's saying off the bat, we just want to let you know how beautiful you are and how abundant you are. So you may have forgotten how truly beautiful your soul is. You might have gotten so caught up in like life that you have not appreciated the beauty of yourself. And Spirit's saying your intricacies in a while. So like you have so many beautiful little things about you, Spirit saying, that are part of your lifestyle. Like they're saying it's not only like your appearance, but it's just your aura, your spirit, your style, your fucking expressions, your laugh. Everything about you, Spirit saying, is so lovable, and your spirit team and your spirit family loves that about you. And Spirit saying your future soulmate loves that about you. So they're like smitten with you. Like, so Spirit's saying like you're gonna know when this person comes in. So for some of you, you're cleansing and releasing kind of past experiences in relationships, and you're allowing yourself to envision something better for your love life. So Spirit's saying you're kind of a romantic with the crow. Like you're giving me Edgar Allan Poe vibes. Like you really have a vision for what you want in your life when it comes to love, but you've been through a lot of endings, Spirit's saying. And this has transformed you into a person who isn't going to take no for an answer when it comes to the things that they want. Now you're going full force ahead, or maybe Spirit's saying we want you to go full force ahead, or your highest self wants you to go full force ahead towards the type of relationship that you truly want. For some of you, you've been stuck for years in a relationship, or you were in the past in a relationship for a very, very long time where you felt as if you were stuck, you were trapped, and very unhappy, and just going through the motions of every day and realizing years were passing you by without being, Spirit saying, stimulated. And it's not only like a sexual thing, Spirit saying, but like a mental thing, like you weren't mentally being connected with. So for some of you, Spirit saying like the person that you were with, and Spirit saying, guys, if the romantic thing isn't resonating, choose group 1 or group 2, because this is probably going to be a very specific message. So anyways, group 2, this is your message. Spirit saying for years or a very, very long time, you weren't being mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, spiritually stimulated in a relationship. And it's not like Spirit saying like, oh, this person was just, you know what I mean, responsible for everything in the relationship, or you know what I mean, they have to always entertain you, because maybe that's how they made you feel when you tried to connect or something like that. But Spirit saying this became too burdensome for you to carry anymore, or it's becoming too burdensome for you to carry. If this is a situation that you're in right now, probably because Spirit saying this is what you're cleansing and releasing, you started to realize that like you weren't asking for too much. You weren't asking for the moon and the fucking stars to be grabbed out of the fucking sky and brought down to you. Like Spirit saying like these people made you feel as if the simplest things that you were asking for, like your needs, like your kind of wants in a relationship, were too much. But then they expected you to keep up with them and their wants and their needs and their desires, and the gifts and the fancies of it all. And Spirit saying like this is something that they couldn't even provide you, but they expected it from you, maybe just because of your traditional role in this all. But Spirit saying you became, okay, they're getting really deep with this, and it's honestly a deep cutting message. They're like, you became a little bit of a pushover, and you stopped treating yourself as if you mattered in this relationship. You started treating yourself as like the caregiver, the protector, the, Spirit saying like the father or the mother. And it's like, of course we always take on some sort of role like that in a relationship, but Spirit saying this became very unhealthy, and this became to the point of where you don't see like a future in that relationship anymore. So Spirit saying, like we said, like this is a really, really specific message, guys. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Like I'm channeling straight from Spirit, like group 1 or 2, if you guys aren't resonating with this. Or no, group 1 or 3. But maybe you guys do resonate with this and you can't accept that this is your truth. Spirit's saying as well. So they're like, just grow to group 1 or 3. Come back to this one when you're ready, for some of you. But either way, like Spirit's saying ultimately you've realized that like you can't go on this way. Like, and Spirit's saying it's not going to progress, because Spirit's saying whoever you are with or were with sees you as a happy servant. Like they think that you're happy in the role of having absolutely no needs, absolutely no wants, or like barely ever getting your needs or wants met, and just like happily like serving them. And it's like, of course you're a devoted person, of course you're like, Spirit saying you're even like dominant in some ways, but it's like you also want to be cared for too. You also want to be considered too. You also want to be like known too. Like Spirit saying like this person, they think they already know you, they know everything about you. Oh, you're annoying, oh you're this, oh you're that, you like that, great, that's your favorite thing, right? Like they see you kind of as a surface level creature, but maybe they don't really see you for who you are. They don't feel the need to explore the depths of you because they themselves are surface level creatures. And even if they aren't, their spirit's saying like extremely selfish. And maybe for some of you, even you've realized this person has sociopathic or narcissistic tendencies. And people always say, don't put no labels on people, you can't diagnose people, blah, blah, blah. But really, after years of knowing somebody, living with somebody, experiencing somebody, you really can diagnose somebody. Even if you're not a doctor, you can do it in your head, for your heart, to know, like, this is wrong, or this person's got something a little off about them. So Spirit's saying, like, you've realized that this person's ultimately selfish, and it's a one-sided thing. So, like, Spirit's saying, and you don't want to say that because you don't want to admit, like, it's one-sided. You don't want to admit that it's like, oh my god, like, I barely get my needs met, but it's like Spirit saying that's what it is, bro. And this reading can either confirm that for you, or it can put some fear in you and make you question it more, or Spirit saying, like, if this isn't your message, it's not your message. This is very specific. I don't know why I keep having to say that, but like Spirit saying somebody's getting nervous and like listening to this, like, this is my message, and it's like, maybe it's not your message. But if it is, continue with me, come on now. Spirit saying, like, you turned to certain outlets of your energy, whether it be like being a workaholic, being a smokeaholic, being a drinkaholic, being a TikTokaholic, being a fucking, for some of you, you went the wrong path and you fucking became a OnlyFans-aholic. That's not good, guys. I ain't praising that. You gotta get a hold on that fucking addiction and stop that bullshit, because that's demonic energy. I'm not saying like you know what I'm talking about. If it resonates, it resonates. If some, like, not everybody did that, but if some of you that became a crutch, like, you guys need to like cut the cords to that, because it's energetically draining you and it's lowering your value. Spirit's just saying, like, this specific, it's lowering your value as a male or a woman. I don't know who needs to hear that, but like, if you have like and it's nothing about like, oh, you're saying like I'm low value because I have an addiction to something, and it's like, no, Spirit's just saying, like, spiritually, energetically, it's downgrading you, and you know that because you have expectations for your spirit, and you know you're not supposed to be, you know what I mean, like, I don't know, for some of you, you guys just have like, you know, you need to release something that's an addiction. We said OnlyFans-aholic or alcoholic, smokeaholic, whatever it is that you need to release because it's not serving you, and it helped you become complacent in your own demise. Like, Spirit saying, like, you allowed these comforts, these like little dopamine hits to make you comfortable in a situation you should have not been comfortable for as long as you've been comfortable in. And Spirit saying, of course, everything's divinely timed and like guided, but it's also like, you know that and you realize that you've wasted a little bit of time. You feel it in your soul, you feel it in your heart. And Spirit's saying, in these yearnings, like, you're yearning for something different. You're yearning for like connection. You're yearning for, Spirit's saying, even strategies. For some of you, these people like refuse to plan a future with you. These people refuse to like admit that you're like getting older. They refuse to admit like, hey, we need like Spirit's saying, like, kids. You want kids, you want a house, you want a car. And some of these people are like just kind of like la-di-da-di-da, like, or they just kind of like low-key are waiting for you to make the move to end the relationship. And it's like, both of you know that you've become comfortable, but like you're becoming uncomfortable. And Spirit's saying, you know this because like you started to feel like, Spirit's saying, like, this was nothing that you'd fully acted on at all, ever, or nothing. This isn't something that you would ever act on. Like, Spirit's saying, for some of you, like, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna go cheat on somebody or whatever. But they're saying you started to feel like your heart wanting something else or something like that. So Spirit's saying, we don't want you to feel shame for that, but we do want you to stick by your morals and, you know what I mean, not stoop down to these lowly levels where you know you don't reside. But they need you to meet yourself and start working towards creating the reality that you want, because Spirit's saying you can't be comfortable every night eating KFC or Popeyes and going to jerk off in the fucking, oh my god, like these, they're not saying that's you, but they're saying like this is how bad it's gotten to where we have to like say to you like, you're not about to just sit around and drink your fucking life away, smoke your life away, eat a bunch of fast food, work at a fucking workaholic dead-end job just because like you have to break yourself to make this other person happy, or maybe they're not even happy, but you feel like you have to break yourself to like keep them in your life, or like keep up with the Joneses, or like keep up with you, like who you are, your persona that they have in their head of you. But like maybe you're just not who you say you are or present as. Everybody has like depths and levels, like I said, and Spirit saying they only see that surface level, so you're trying to keep up that persona. We get that, but they're like, it's time to start taking action towards changes. So for some of you, Spirit wants you to go back to school. Spirit wants you to go do a trade and start anew, start fresh, because you're young, you're fresh, you're fucking vivacious. Spirit's saying like, we don't know why you think you're so old. You could be young as hell, and or maybe you are what you would consider old and you're really not. You're gonna live till you're fucking like 99 or something, so you better get a move on. Spirit's saying like, and start doing things that speak to you. Start with like, if group 1 called to you, go listen to group 1, because there was a lot about entrepreneurial stuff, or like going back to school, or getting a job that like aligns with you. And Spirit's saying like, you've been doing something for like years that you've been okay with. It's been like alright, but, and maybe you felt like the man, or you felt like the woman at some points or something. Spirit's saying in this job where like you felt good, you felt like, yeah, I've got a solid thing going here. But Spirit's saying as you're maturing, Spirit's saying as your frontal lobe developed, whoa, did you see that orb? That was so cool. Spirit's saying you decided that this isn't what you want. Like, you can't see yourself as like somebody retiring from this place. You can't see yourself as like retiring as like, oh, that's what I did my whole life, guys. Like, you know that you have like something entrepreneurial within you. You know you have like maybe even a trade, or like something that you want to go back to school for, or just like a different job period, like that you want, that is just not this. Because Spirit's saying when your relationships and your jobs start to make you uncomfortable, that's when you know that you're evolving, you're changing as a person for the better, probably, and you're wanting more for yourself, and nothing's wrong with that. And Spirit's saying realizing that is really, honestly, a big step that you've taken that we're very proud of for you. And for some of you, this is just like so like this is a really strong message for you guys, that your father figure is coming through and really wants to let you know how proud of you that he is, how much he misses you, and how much he loves you, and how much he wishes that he was there to like put his shoulder, like put his hand on your shoulder, Spirit saying, and like let you know that everything's gonna be okay, let you know that you're a good woman or man, and just like let you know how proud of you they are, because like they know like where you're headed, and like you're headed for greatness. Spirit's saying for some of you, you're even headed towards like public recognition, fame, fortune, success, stability, and like they can see all of this and they're just so proud of you. And they just like wanted to cut in the message right here and just say like, most of this message has been from me, and if it's not like a passed on like father figure for some of you, like that was a really powerful message. It's just a loved one that was very close to you that's giving you this message right now, that really wants to encourage you to become that best version of yourself, and let you know that you are still young, you are still capable. And now I'm hearing that song by Fun, We Are Young. Yeah, they're like, they want you to burn brighter than the sun. They said, all right. They want you to really understand how powerful you are. So for some of you, Spirit's saying it's like been years since you felt like the magic in your world, since you felt like yourself, since you felt connected to your path and your purpose, your relationships, your job. But now Spirit's saying like, you are gonna make this change, and it's going to change you for the better, and it's gonna bring you into this next mature level of life. Like Spirit's saying, you're gonna be able to get that like car, family, kids, dog, abundance, house, like Spirit saying even like projects, like fun little things to do, like maybe whether it be taking care of your house or like getting like a project car, or like having like Spirit's showing me like a fucking World War III, not World War III, what the fuck, World War like models and shit in your basement and stuff. I don't know. Or maybe you like apocalyptic shit, World War III, like maybe you want a like apocalypse bunker and shit in your house. And Spirit's like, all these things that you dream of, they're all doable. You just have to realize that you gotta stop being so stuck. Like, and that you are the star of the show, and that you are the creator of your own reality. Kind of like group one was trying to be told, like, by Spirit, that you're the creator of your own reality. You need to realize this. Like, Spirit's saying, group one is the magician. Then they just showed me the magician card. But you've been put in a place of disempowerment by experiences, by people, by places, by things that have put you down and made you feel like, oh, you're just like this low level like grunt worker, like. And Spirit saying that's like not true at all. You have so much more to do in this lifetime. Your soul has so much purpose and so many abilities and so many strengths, and you just keep seeing the weaknesses, Spirit's saying. But like, we want to remind you of your strengths, your capabilities. And yeah, they were trying to say like a few years ago or something, or 10 years ago, Spirit's saying you might have really been like in that aura and energy of like, I'm having a great time, I love everybody, everybody loves me, we're having a good time, I love who I am, I love my life. And then something happened, or a lot of somethings happened, that just kind of made you settle for less and shut yourself down. And Spirit's saying some people brought you down. Some people, like, I'm hearing come down by Bush. Like, she cut me, what does he say? She cut me down a size. Like, maybe some people really put you down. But Spirit's saying it's time to remember who the fuck you are and start creating the stability and the foundation that you want, because like, clearly people, places, and things that put you down don't understand who the fuck you are or what you're capable of, and you need to be reminded of who the fuck you are and what you're capable of. And Spirit's saying, again, for this powerful figure that has passed on, that is with you, your father or somebody else that was like a parent to you, or a really good mentor or friend, somebody who you hold close to your heart, they're here with you, and they're like, do you remember when I told you who you are? Like, this could have been like a drunk thing, or like, maybe you didn't believe it at the time, maybe you're feeling down and out about something, and they're like, do you remember when I told you who you are? Do you remember when I showed you who you are, your abilities in this world? Do you remember when I created you? Spirit's saying for some of you it's your dad, and they're like, do you think I would create a loser? Do you think I would create a fucking good for nothing fucking grunt shit for brains? I don't know, somebody that's like really strong. Like, they're like, stop sulking. They're like, oh, you think those years that passed you by, those 10 years since you felt so good, like another 10 could pass you by. And Spirit's saying for some of them, they're like, you could end up like me, you could end up dead, like you could wake up dead. Scary Movie 2, she woke up dead, he woke up dead. Like, they're joking with you, but they're also like, come on, like, you know that you value this life, you know that you value this time and the lessons that I gave you, so start working. And I feel like a really strong father that's saying like, you're my Padawan, you're like, they're like your karate kid, and they're fucking like the guide. I don't know, that's just like an energy that I'm getting. Like, they trained you up and raised you up to be this powerful, strategic, like, master, Spirit saying, of just the world. And they want you to remember that, and they want you to talk to them more. They want you to pray to them more in these times of hurt or pain or negativity. They want you to pray to them. And you don't have to like speak out loud. Just talk to them in your head. They can hear you, energetically understand you, and communicate with you back. So Spirit's saying you're very well capable of communicating with me. You just think you're tweaking or something. But alright, Spirit, And Spirit's just saying, like, you're gonna be successful at the end of this all. You just need to balance your energies. You've been imbalancing yourself with, like, too much, like, negativity of, like, worrying about this, trying to please this person, trying to keep up with them, trying to give them everything in the world that they want while they give you nothing. And Spirit's like, it's time to finally choose yourself. It's time to finally understand that the person who is going to be there for you, the person who's going to be made for you, is not going to be the person who leaves you, leaves your cup empty. Look, you're both going to be cheersing full cups, whoever it is that you're meant to be with in the long term. And Spirit's saying, you just have to, they're not trying to make you take swift action. Like, this might take a while to change your lifestyle. You can't just change everything overnight and be like, I'm fucking crazy, I'm gonna fuck everybody, I'm gone, when you don't even have, like, the basis for it. Spirit's saying, like, we get that. So we want you to follow your intuition, and we're going to be guiding you and sending you messages towards, like, the next steps so that you can build a better and more solid foundation. And Spirit's saying you might have your eyes on the prize, like, you might have your eyes on, like, certain people, places, and things that you want to be a part of your reality. And Spirit's saying, when you release and let go of what does not serve you in this reality, we will start to bring in and gift you with more of those things. You might think I'm not worthy because I'm releasing all of these great things, or supposedly great things in my life, and I think that I want more, and maybe I should just settle. But Spirit's saying that you've gotten to a point where that's not making you happy anymore. Settling is not going to make you happy anymore, just because it's like, oh, I'm a good person, I did this, I'm a good person, I stuck with it, this job or this relationship. But Spirit's saying that's not the key to success. That's not the key to a balanced lifestyle. That's not a key to being a hard worker and a great man or woman. What really God appreciates, they're saying, is, like, the tenacity and strength and emotional maturity, mental maturity, spiritual maturity to realize that you deserve more, and to understand that you can open yourself to those experiences and that level of happiness again. You just have to understand that, yes, there may be sacrifices and pain that comes along with it, but when you have a plan with strategy, with heart, with Spirit saying, with, like, experience back behind it, even, like, you don't need, like, experience everywhere, but Spirit saying, like, when you have, like, what are you trying to say, Spirit? They're saying, like, you have these motives, you have to take action on them, they are blessed, they are anointed. Like, that's the point they were trying to get across with whatever they were just saying. But yeah, and they're saying, like, don't beat yourself up about, like, maybe some things that they said earlier, like about getting rid of, like, habits and stuff. You can't, like, Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. Like, you don't have to, like, quit smoking to be, like, this great Buddha or something. They're just saying, like, stop drowning everything out so much. Like, we get it, it heals you in some ways, some things, but some things it's like, it's taking you this long to realize all of this because you've been drowning it out so much. So that was so specific and so deep. If that did not resonate and you stayed to the end of this, Spirit said, once again, look at group 1 or 3. Oh, another Lord Williams. That was cool. That's your spirit, your dad saying bye, or your spirit that was with you saying bye, but for a lot of you it's your dad. He said, bye, I love you. And yeah, this is a message that I've gotten from a lot of dads, but they're just trying to tell you, like, even if you have siblings, you're the best thing they ever created. And I've heard that so many times from so many dad spirits. You're the best thing that he ever created. Or if it's your mom, you're the best thing they ever created. And if it's like a friend or a serious guide, you're the best thing they ever helped create. You're the best person they ever helped live life. You're the best. Like, they're just saying, like, we had the greatest times and we really influenced each other to be great. And they love that. And they're appreciative. They're appreciative, excuse me, of the time. Excuse me, holy fuck. of the time that you guys spent together. So, group 2, that was your message. Want to thank you guys for being here. Thank God, source, saints, angels, ancestors, star family, spiritual team members, and myself for your benevolent, high vibrational messages on what they're releasing, their highest and greatest good to move to the next level. So if you guys want to book a personal reading, healing, or spell work, you can email me, excuse me, at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com. I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye, group 2. Excuse me. Alright, what's that? Alright. So, group 3. We're gonna get started with your reading. If you chose the Devil card with the little hairless cat, this is gonna be a reading on what are you cleansing and releasing out of your life. So, Spirit, God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, Spiritual Team members, and myself, thanks for Group 1 and 2. Now, what do we need to know for Group 3's highest and greatest good on what they're releasing for their highest and greatest good right now, please, and thank you. I don't know why they wanted me to do a crazy little beat or thing, but Spirit's just saying, like, you're releasing the fog. There's been a heavy fog over you for so fucking long, Spirit's saying, to the point where, like, you just lost yourself. And for anybody that this, like, first little message doesn't resonate with, it's okay. You can keep staying here and seeing if the rest of the message resonates. But Spirit's saying, like, we've been rerouting everybody to, like, go to different groups because we want this message to resonate, and they're saying, like, if you felt called to another group and maybe this first part of this message isn't resonating, maybe you need to go check out group 1 or 2, then come back to this one. Said that in, like, almost every file, but maybe this is just what y'all need to hear. So Spirit's saying, like, you totally lost yourself. You lost the ability to see the magic in your life, and you started to get very cynical. You started to get very dark. And Spirit saying you totally stopped taking action on the things that serve you. You totally stopped taking action on the things that you love, and you started making choices that revolved around other people, pleasing other people, making sure that nobody was fighting, making sure that everybody was fed, making sure that everybody was emotionally and mentally okay and spiritually okay. And Spirit saying, like, you totally forgot about yourself, and now this has resulted in, like, a breakdown of these energies. And Spirit saying maybe even you have had, like, a few breakdowns. Like, maybe you've gone crazy a little bit. Maybe you've started a little bit of fights. Sorry, y'all. I need to drink a little water real quick, because I've been talking for an hour and 7 minutes. 1 second. Okay. What were you saying, Spirit? Okay. So Spirit saying, like, that was, like, they said, now that was an example. Like, for me, I've been speaking for an hour and 7 minutes, and I barely, like, taken any sips of water while I'm doing the readings, because I'm like, oh, I can, like, take water when I'm done with the reading or whatever. And they're like, no, you're not gonna keep doing this. This is, like, evident of something that you've been doing in your life, where you've been giving and giving and giving to people while, like, not taking care of yourself, not considering yourself, and this is built up. And Spirit's saying this has been through, like, really big things and really small things. So for some of you, like, little things became your lifestyle. So, like, you were giving so much, you were, you know what I mean, slowly but surely giving up. Spirit's saying, like, your autonomy, and this has given you, like, a lot of anxiety and a lot of self-doubt because of how much, orb, Spirit's with you. This has given you a lot of self-doubt because of how much time you've invested in things that Spirit's saying you ultimately feel like were sabotaged. You feel like other people have sabotaged you, people, places, things have sabotaged you, have taken from you, have sucked you dry. And Spirit's saying, yeah, your lifestyle that you acquired through people pleasing has allowed for the siphoning of your energies. And it's created cracks, Spirit saying, in the previous foundation that you had of self-worth, of boundaries, of strategies to take care of yourself. And Spirit saying that previous foundation was rooted in survival mode. So like your peaceful tranquility, like little like self-care activities, like that was just totally rooted around like tiptoeing around other people in general. Spirit saying, so like now it's time to reroute this energy completely and kind of take, Spirit saying, what are they saying? They're saying, take your knife out of like this situation. You need your power back. So like there's too many, what do they say, cooks in the kitchen, like there's too many people who have their hands in your energy. There's too many people who depend on you. There's too many people who are relying on you for money, for transportation, for food, for a therapist, for a friend. And it's like you can have people in your life who know boundaries or can respect your boundaries. And if these people can't respect your boundaries and they make you feel as if you have to people please because there's going to be some sort of consequence, whether it be emotionally, energetically, physically, monetarily, anything like that, with them, like Spirit saying, like this stuff should not be like their conditions. Like if you want to help, you're gonna help from your heart. You're gonna help from a full cup. Like you're not gonna feel forced. You're not gonna feel guilted. You're not gonna feel like siphoned from. You're not gonna feel like your stuff is being put on the back burner constantly because you're constantly helping and doing for other people. Like this is where we're starting boundaries, Spirit said, because we're tired of seeing you disempowered. We're tired of seeing you being the last one to get served at the table, like when you're the one who cooked. Like, and Spirit saying like that might be how it is sometimes, but like we're not gonna see you starve basically for other people. Like you need to have your plate ready to go before anybody else's. Put that shit in the microwave. And this is like pertaining to multiple situations. This doesn't just have to be about you feeding people, but it's like feed yourself before you feed others. On the plane, put your mask on before you put somebody else's mask on. Like, because we don't want to see you pass out while you're trying to help somebody else because you didn't help yourself first. So Spirit saying, and it is that serious because we have the Devil card here. We have toxic ass energies of people siphoning you, of people taking advantage of you, and of you people pleasing. And Spirit saying, you might be like, yeah, because people fight with me all the time when I don't do what they want. Because people put up a fucking, like, throw hissy fits and fucking, like, Spirit saying, like, fly off the handle when I don't do what they want. And Spirit saying, like, we understand this and we want to see you rest and recover from this. We want to see you rejuvenated from this. We want to see you more reflective upon this because yes, this is true. You deserve to feel the feelings that you feel about it, and you deserve to understand like the traps that have been set for you. And so Spirit saying now you need to take more action towards your goals. You need to start understanding that if these people are siphoning from you, these people aren't going to make it easy for you to start taking action towards your goals. So now it's time to be strategic in a way, Spirit saying, and create the balances where you can and how you can. Excuse me. But Spirit saying like you need to get really stern about this, because some people have taken your kindness for weakness, and they've thought that you're just like a happy idiot. A happy idiot is what Spirit's saying. Who is a pushover, who is, you know, a yes man, and they're like, no more are we gonna allow people to mistreat you like this and laugh at you like this. No longer are we gonna allow people to take this happiness from you and create these imbalances, because ultimately, like, you're left feeling like horrible, picking up the pieces of everybody, you know, having these burdens, and everybody's like laughing and living it up at your expense. Like Spirit saying, for some of you, like, people take a lot of your money and they go and live it up. Meanwhile, you're like struggling because you gave them your last dollar, or like you energetically give your last little bit of energy, and then people mistreat you anyways, or people disrespect you anyways, or you're a therapist for a friend and they still mistreat you anyways, or disrespect you, or kind of like walk all over you. And Spirit's saying like, we're going to create new starts in your life where we're going to continue to show people's true hearts, because you show your true heart all the time, that you're caring, that you're loving, that you're great. But a lot of people hide behind masks because they want to take advantage of this from you. So Spirit's saying we're going to keep exposing these hearts of these people, because we want to show you just how your energy has been being siphoned in multiple ways and forms. And Spirit's saying like, a lot of people have you trained, enchained, like they're showing me the kitty again on your thing, like they have you trained and chained under their psychological and spiritual warfare, to do whatever they want at the drop of a dime. And Spirit's saying that needs to change, because you are more powerful and more abundant and more capable and able and amazing. You're more, Spirit saying, independent than that. You're more intelligent than that, and we're not going to allow you to be Pavloved into people pleasing. Like Spirit saying like, they might like treat you like shit when you don't do what they want, but then when you do what they want, then you get some sort of reward. Maybe the reward's just them being nice for a second. And Spirit saying like, we don't want to see you like running like a dog for this person's approval, or for like the methods of like keeping the peace. Like we want you to truly follow your heart and realize that like, I hear the thing like on TikTok, you are under spells, people. Like some of you maybe really truly have, like you need to look and try to meditate and see deep down inside, like there is psychological and spiritual warfare upon me. Like whether these people actually like did some magic, or you know what I mean, did some binding or freezing magic, or you know what I mean, like dominating magic, or whether they're doing it unintentionally, they're doing it. And Spirit's saying, you are under spells, people. And they just keep saying that. And they're like, you guys need to realize, like, these people, like, they think they're going to have the last laugh, but they're really not. Like, these people might be cackling at you. They might be, you know what I mean, making you make these choices of people pleasing and doing this and that for them and running you like a fucking dog. But Spirit's saying, you have the power of Jesus Christ within you. You have the power of the Lord within you. You have the power of the anointing of all of your ancestors. And Spirit saying like the wild ancestors, like the crazy ass ones who will defend you in battle. And Spirit saying these ancestors are you, like your past lives, like where you were a crazy motherfucker. Like Spirit saying you have all of this within you, and like these people can sense like that you have these spirits on you of power, of rigor, of fame, of success, of strength, and they try to diminish it, because when you excuse me, show up in that way, it makes them feel like shit. It makes them feel like, you know, the incapable, inadequate dumbasses that they are. But Spirit's saying like, that's not your problem, and it's time to understand your power. And Spirit's saying it's time to play it where it lies. So like, some of these people are playing dirty, and in order for you to defend yourself, or in order for you to set boundaries, like you have to play the game as well, and you honestly have to like reflect back in their faces the dirty, dumb shit that they've been doing to you as well. And Spirit's saying like, when you go low, I go lower. And they're not saying to lose yourself in these battles and these fights or whatever, but they're just like, you can be nasty too. So you know what? Set these boundaries how you have to do it. And if these people try to fight you on it, release them. Release yourself of these burdens, and don't keep doing the same old shit over and over again and saying, oh, it's fine, you know, whatever, they punked me, I'm scared now, I gotta do what they want me to do. Like, no. Spirit's saying you need to make the choice to release these burdens and allow happiness in your life, allow stability in your life. And Spirit's saying you feel really stuck, you feel really incapable of doing this, you really feel like there's a power and, you know what I mean, like a presence over you, and that these people have some sort of, you know what I mean, superiority or strength or, you know, whatever over you. But Spirit's saying like, don't let their nastiness make you think that that's power. Don't let their fear and their anger and their hurt and like their hatred like be looking like be as a source of power, like because the love that you have, the strength that you have, the intelligence that you have, it triumphs through like overall. And it's like these people get mad because you are emotionally secure, you're emotionally intelligent, you're able to understand when they're manipulating you and you call it out. And so like you've shrunk yourself because you think that like if you just keep putting up with it and you just stop causing problems by bringing up how you feel, like that things will like be fine, or like that the peace will be kept. But ultimately these people, Spirit's saying, we're gonna show their hearts. Like if you stay stoic, they're still gonna get mad. If you stay like playing dumb, like they're gonna get mad. If you know what I mean, just people please, like they're still gonna get mad because you're still reflecting that you're a good person. You're still reflecting that you're stable. You're still reflecting that you have it together, and it's going to trigger them. And they're going to find some sort of way to show you their true heart, that they don't give a fuck, and that they're capable, Spirit saying, of like really horrible things. Like I'm hearing like they could get away with murder, or like they think that they're going to get away with murder. And it's like that's how they treat you. They treat you like they could get away with your murder, like that you're nothing, that they can treat you however they want. And it's like, no. And Spirit's saying start to gather evidence. If it's that deep, like if somebody is like violent with you or mistreating you, protect yourself, of course. Excuse me. But Spirit's saying also start to gain, you know what I mean, some evidence to protect yourself, and for some of you to release yourself from people, places, and things. This could be a workplace, this could be a relationship. But yeah. What else, Spirit? And Spirit's saying, even if you gotta call the law, a good, Spirit saying, somebody who will help you will be sent your way, because Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, your spiritual team, your highest self, your ancestors, the energy in the universe, it's all benefiting you. So like you might be scared, like, oh, they're not gonna help me, but like, no, Spirit's saying, like, if you have to, you're highly favored when anything comes to law or courts. And Spirit's just saying, we don't want to see you doing the same things over and over again. So it's time to, when we show you these people's hearts, to see it and to start taking action towards moving towards a better lifestyle and a safer environment. Spirit's saying, releasing yourself from these toxic cycles and people, places and things and ways of being. And it's time to start taking care of yourself. So thank you, Group 3, for being here. I hope that that message resonated and helped you. Thank you, God, Source, Saints, Angels, Ancestors, Star Family, Spiritual Team Members, and I self, for your help in getting these clear messages about what these people's needs to release. So, Group 3, if you guys want to book a personal reading, healing, or spell work with me, email me at MadisonRamsaran777@gmail.com. And I'll see you, everybody, in the next reading. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys. Love you.